Hey guys, Mark here. I am in Nordegg. This is the first time I'm actually doing a day hike out of this place, out of David Thompson. I don't know the area very well. I've done almost nothing. I've done a couple of backpacks, both along the Klein River, but that's it. I came out here with my family. I don't actually have a wife or kids or anything, but my brother's family and my sister's family. And we spent a few days here. This is, right now it is Thanksgiving. And yeah, instead of just driving home, I thought I would come and do a little hike. Nothing too major. So I'm going to do an old rail bed, which is about 5 kilometers long, and then you just walk back. So it ends up being around 10. All right, I'm out of this guy. My experience with this hiking guide is you need to take things with a grain of salt because it was published, I believe, in 2016. So now we're talking a full 7 years ago. All right, Canadian Northern Track. So right off the hop, I can't get to the overflow because it's like October 9th. So the overflow is closed. So I might just try, I'm just at the regular campground parking. I might just try and go down that trail there and see if I can't find my way to the overflow area. And then I can kind of start things the way they're rattled off in here, right? So nothing too major. I'm not going to go climb something big. It's a rail bed. Elevation gain 40 meters. So yeah. Pretty decent day for October 9th. All right. Pretty much all I have with me is my bear spray. I'm not worrying about things too much. All right, let's head down here and see if I can't make it down the creek. Get to the overflow area. Found my way down to this. I can smell the runoff, See, you got bubbles over here. It smells like a lot like sulfur. But I think it's a lot of dishwasher gray water coming off this thing. All right, well, I gotta find my way across this. I don't think I'm gonna do that from that campground. I think I'm gonna have to just hike along the road and go find the overflow from there. All right, I'm back to the car. I don't think I'm gonna bother moving it. I think I'm just gonna start heading down this road here. See what I can figure out. And so up there is a gate I encountered earlier. That would normally go around and over to like an overflow that the trail description starts from. Here's the creek I just was encountering before. And this is what I needed to find, right? Here's kind of a closed whatever. And I think that'll, instead of me going walking past that, which I'm not super sure I'm allowed to, I'm gonna take this old track, which hopefully should lead me, and hopefully it's not too overgrown. Let's see how this works out. Oh, it's already being eaten by the creek. All right. Just want to get to that overflow area so I can start the actual hike here. All right, I've cut into the woods. There's a trail of sorts. It occurs to me I could just take my car in Nordegg, start it from there, because this is already probably the most adventurous. It's more adventurous than I thought I'd be doing at all. Just trying to get to the trailhead from this side. Oh, God. All right, over here. And here's another creek that feeds into this, except right now it's pretty dry. There is a bit of an old track here, and there's even chainsaw work that was done on it once upon a time. All right. But still, I've got 5. I just brought up the overflow and pinned it, and it's 500 meters. So, I'm just kind of, yeah. I think it might have been worth it just to go through the gate. Probably it was, no one gives a rat's ass. All right. Something tells me I probably should have turned back a long time ago, but maybe just driven to Nordegg and did the hike from there. just a back and forth. All right, here's a bit of a trail. Okay. All right then. All right, I'm just being a moron. Enough of this. I'm just gonna head back the woods the way I came. I think I'll probably just drive to Nordegg or something, figure out where the description ends over there, and then just walk to this and then walk back. Well, I'm sure I'm adding probably a kilometer onto my hike by walking around all this instead of being able to drive it, but you know, whatever. I think it's supposed to be a pretty decent hike as far as, yeah, like not a lot of climb and stuff. It's an old rail bed, so. Okay, this is part of the old rail bed that I'm not actually gonna go and hike. Technically, this is already it, right here. I'm sure it becomes just part of the road for a minute, and then we'll start on the actual trail description. All right, walked up this road, and now we have this thing up here, which looks honestly in very nice shape. Very nice shape. This is definitely a little railroad here. I felt like it went into this road, but then look, I don't know. This is clearly an ATV trail. Well, I'm back on the main road. This is not an overflow site anymore. This is like a park's storage area, so. That's the thing, right? This book is 7 years old now. It is dated. Okay. Now I'm backtracking a little bit. This is the track I came off of. There's the road. And I think this is the continuation of the CNR. All right, now I can finally actually start things as they're described. This is the creek, which right now is completely dry. All right, sounds like there's really nothing to see for 2 kilometers on this thing, so walk through the woods. Very easy walking though, obviously. Look at this, you still got some of the old ties left over from the railroad. They just kind of left them, some of them anyways. Hopefully this gets a little more interesting. Bit of a payoff. I haven't done train tracks very often, but the one that kind of stands out is the one by the Hoover Dam there, where I went through several tunnels. That was kind of cool. This part there is supposed to be some interesting rock blasts, whatever you want to call it. The book is calling them rock cuts, so all right. I want to see what it's like, you know. Okay. Starting to get a bit more fun. I definitely had to hammer the way through this stuff. Well, I have to say, I mean, obviously I hike everything, but this would be a perfectly good thing to do on a bike or a quad or a horse, something along those lines. Much easier way to see all this. I would definitely vote for a bike. Bike would be a nice quick day even. I'm finding things a little confusing. Rail trail down there, okay. In the book, you go through the rock cuts. I guess I went through them. I mean, that was them. The kilometerage on the side, though, is talking about like way farther. You know, like the first one you get to at 2.7 kilometers. I don't think I've walked that much yet, but seems like according to the description, I've already kind of gone through them. And now you get an intersection with a quarry trail, with a quarry road. And now, I don't know, have things changed? I'm following that sign, says rail trail. And I'm making a note of the intersection, and maybe that top part there, I'll actually come back on that. Who the hell knows? Figure this out. So clearly I'm supposed to go out there. I'm actually going to go and see this old quarry. You know, I could see it from the road a little bit. It looks kind of all right. Of course, they use quarries like that probably to build the railway, right? They needed a lot of rock you put underneath the ties. So why not? A little side trip. Okay, well, I think I need to turn around. There's a little trail, just a little snippet of trail that was showing coming off there. I thought I was going to a quarry that I could see off the main trail. But now I look at my phone, I look at my Maps Me, and I'm going off in a totally different direction. So I need to I have no idea where this road goes. So I need to just go back the way I came and keep going down the rail trail. Okay, that's a bit more information I didn't know about. Because I just kind of went cutting down there, so I didn't see. All right, well, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the ATV trails around here, so I'm just trying to follow the one hiking description that I have. So here's the story. I was on a track that said the CNR trail it says that on Maps Me. And then there was this little detour that took me off it and put me on this lower one because it said, you know, rail trail. So I'm not sure if that's what the book says, nothing about that. So I'm not sure if that's what I'm supposed to be up to, but I can easily see a way to go back to that trail once I get to town, to Nordegg, and then I could just walk it back, assuming if I walk the wrong trail. I don't know. So far the description is not really matching what, like the kilometerage is way off or something. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm figuring things out, just stumbling my way through this. I'm convinced now that I should have stayed on that upper trail, like that was actually the CNR trail. I shouldn't have listened to those signs that said rail trail and pointed me down here onto this lower one. On the other hand, though, I think I can do something different on the way back by trying to figure out the actual trail. So yeah, we got a little clearing going on over here. Not sure why. Old rusted buckets and you could obviously camp in here if you wanted, but there's really no point. I don't know what this is for. More ATVers. Hey man, it's a beautiful day. Get out and enjoy it, right? 100%. Looking back down. Here we got another thing heading down here. Doesn't show on the maps. Well, I certainly managed to screw this up. I think I walked like the first 2 kilometers of the rail, which is boring, and it looks like all the other fun stuff is the stuff that I missed. So definitely I'm gonna have to make damn sure that I get back onto the correct trail on the way back so I can see the fun stuff. All right, looking back, that's pretty cool. Rocky to Nordegg, that's like 80 kilometers. I can do that with an ATV. That's kind of neat. All right, looks like I'm about to come across the Quarry Road, which is the same road. Oh, and there's trails that keep going. It's the same road that the main trail crosses. Does not look like I could walk up here though and intercept it, because it is. This one, there's no messing around. It's like no, piss off. So I think I'll keep following this, see what happens, get to town. I want to get to the main street of town, and then I'll try and walk back down the main trail, try and find it from there. Beautiful day. Today is just a discovery on ATV trails. This is really not going to town. This is like going south. It's even going a little bit southeast in some places. So yeah, kind of heading back towards the main track using this as opposed to going to town. See, up here looks like there's an intersection. North Nordegg Rail Trail, again with this rail trail business. South Nordegg, maybe I'll just take that, get to this main street, and figure things out from there, or at least try to. I feel like there's more quad trails around here than there is roads for cars. We got quad trail manufactured home park use only. Almost makes it sound like people don't have cars in there, they just use quads. For all I know, they do. Alright, looks like I'm finally breaking out in the Nordegg. Boy, did I do a great job of making this new odyssey. 5 kilometers on a nice railway track and then 5 kilometers back. Hilarious. And I shot a Coliseum Mountain over there. Okay, sounds like the trail goes by an old graveyard. And I do see one down the main street there. Should be able to figure it out. Look at this. Look at all the... I think half this town runs around on quads all the time. Alright, when I pop out of the trail, I'm supposed to be 30 meters away from the museum. So I think that's it. I don't know what this is, totally fenced off, but it looks ancient. Died in 1920. I think there's a more official one over here, but this must be just the one. But everything looks so run down and beat up. Just above the cemetery. Something goes down here. I don't know. And then the ATV road goes up here. We have a faded old sign. I'll try the ATV road first, see what happens. All right, so I'm at an intersection, a T. I did start down here. I went maybe 100 meters. I've decided I should keep going here. The track should be just up here, so maybe, yeah. Gotta find some old railway trestle, and then that should be enough to kind of get me back on where I need to go. It is just a maze. It is a maze. There's so much crap, so easy to lose your way. Aha, I found the trestle. Okay, now we're talking. Well, I actually have to climb up, but I mean, I had to come and check underneath this thing. I mean, come on. I don't know how much you want to be dicking around walking on it, that's for sure. Amazing how long these things will last, though. Cool. Oh, railway trestles are pretty cool. Someone's just been like putting logs in here so that you can still walk. All right, let's see here. It's not too bad. Not too bad. These are big, stiff pieces of wood. Cool. I wonder how much farther this goes. Just look at a mass me, it shows it going quite a ways actually. You know, like, you think it would just end here the way the book talks about it. It was just to serve Nordegg's operations, but it seems to go farther than that. Well, that's kind of cool. Or how does that make any sense? The thing that I was on was called rail trail. How can this also be the rail trail? Alrighty, well, I'm back on the trail that I was supposed to be hiking, at least for now. A few dirt bikers. Keep walking until I find a trail that goes around the quarry, and you can see a giant pile of rocks, so definitely that's the quarry up there. Well, I think I just ignore this thing. Keep going down this. I don't entirely know, but you know, just got to find my way around one last tricky section, then I should be able to just get back on the CNR thing, and hopefully I don't come across any more confusing bits. Now, of course, I'm trying to follow directions backwards, and I mean, I already screwed them up going the actual direction so that it describes. So yeah, there's the quarry. According to the book, it started up before World War I. Amazing they can just keep pulling rock and pulling rock and pulling rock. All right, well, got this road down here. I think the old road bed was like that, but then it got taken over by the quarry at some point. All right, well, they obviously don't want the bikes and ATRs to go down here, ATVs. Rail trail again, going that way. I believe this is the one that is described for me, the hiker. So I think I can go down here just fine, get around the quarry and re-intercept the CNR trail. Not totally sure. Here or straight. I'm gonna try straight because it's just quick over here. I should be able to see CNR line on the other side. Yeah, it's there. Okay. Get across, get her done. Okay, nice part about this is no more ATVs for a little while until I re-intercept where I missed it. And hopefully I can find some fun stuff. Neat little rock cuts going on here. Of course, the irony is that they have a quarry to get rock. To make the railway, of course, they remove rock too. So hopefully they repurposed it. Yeah, this is kind of cool. This is pretty deep. Alrighty. You can sure tell a different story on this trail. There's animal tracks. There is a few dirt bike tracks, so the dirt bikes ignored the signs. I don't know if they count as ATVs. I think they do. But yeah, it's definitely a little different. Still mostly cleared out and stuff, right? Kind of nice. Rock cuts, I don't know. I guess I don't find them real dramatic. I've seen quite a few things when it comes to the side of, you know, rock bands and cliffs and, you know, along that one, like I was mentioning there, along the Hoover Dam, there was 5 tunnels, which I thought were really cool. So yeah, maybe I'm a little jaded to the fun stuff on this trail. I like the trestle. I love trestles. I think they're really cool. You gotta appreciate the kind of work must have gone into doing this though. Cutting down all this way. Instead of going through a hill, around the hill, you just smash through it. With lots and lots and lots of labor and probably a good amount of dynamite and stuff too. That one's kind of cool. It kind of goes up slowly, gets more and more dramatic. That's always how it goes. I kind of talk about something like I don't much care for it, and then that kind of turns me around a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, actually it's kind of neat. Yeah, this is pretty. They just cut a canyon through this. Okay, this is the best one so far, unless I come across some others, but yeah, Nothing wrong with this. Look at that. Well, I'm back to the intersection that screwed me up. That really nice rock cut is literally about 100 meters down. I decided to follow the rail trail signs, which obviously now we know refers to a ATV trail all the way from Nordegg to Rocky Mountain House, which is pretty cool, but not what I was trying to hike. All right, I gotta walk this again, which is not a whole lot of fun, and walk all the way around in my car. And how do you make a 10-kilometer day into like 17, you know? Not all my fault, but pretty decent chunk of it was. Definitely got to learn a little better how to follow the directions in that book. You know, there's just some things, very key items that are left out. Right there is the Eagle Mountain Ridge. It's another hike. I've done nothing in this area, and I can't say I'm planning to anytime soon. It's a good 3.5 hours from my place, 4 hours. I'm gonna drive that far. There's plenty of other places I want to check out first, but hey, you know, I was already here, so why not get a little taster? Okay, so here's the story. I got to the road, started tramping down that, and then I found a little shortcut. And so of course I start working with that. I didn't even bother putting in like on camera. I'm just like, whatever, it's just some stupid shortcut. I'm getting myself in trouble again, right? And now I've worked myself into the bush again, so I'm kind of, and an outhouse in the middle of the bush. I mean, here's the trail, here's the whatever, that's what it's gotten down to, and here's an outhouse. I can't believe I actually found something out of the middle of nothing. Oh, it's not in the middle of nothing. It's literally 100 meters from everything, but still. Whoa. That there almost collapsed on me. That would have been bad. I can't believe I found an outhouse. Still pretty damned intact. Obviously you wouldn't want to use it, but that is funny. Still can't believe I found an outhouse. I found an outhouse that I bet most of the staff that work this area don't know is here. I mean, look at this. How is the road completely eaten and mostly gone, and that outhouse is still standing? 4 walls and a roof. That's crazy. There's the bridge. So I was working my way down here. I was actually walking through this the first time I tried to do all this, and I missed that outhouse by meters. You just don't know. You don't know what you'll find abandoned, left in nature. I got on this again. Clearly some old road, and clearly there was camping down said road. I have the evidence, that's for damn sure. Well, for 17 kilometers, really not a huge amount of stuff going on. Man, it was supposed to be an easy 5 kilometers in, 5 kilometers back, old railway track. The 17 that it turned out to be was mostly easy, except for when I chose to make it harder. But yeah, that outhouse in the middle of the bush, you know, everything around it grown in, and the outhouse is still fine. That's pretty funny, I have to say. I don't think yeah. That's funny. All right, well, interesting little area. Definitely covered with the ATV tracks and that. I would take a bike and do this. That'd probably be my recommendation. Right up to the trestle. And then, yeah, the trestle's pretty interesting. Yeah. Anyway, get out there and hike.